Only Krav Maga guys know how to punch in a street fight.
Without worry of consequences, you could palm strike someone in the face, like really hard, and never break your hand.
And I can prove it to you with a simple test. Let's start right now.
Are you listening? Damn.
John Hackelman, who is Chuck Liddell's former trainer of, actually current trainer if he still works out, trainer of Glover Teixeira, just one of the best guys in MMA. He has these little videos on his Instagram. I think it's the Pit Master on Instagram, talking about street self-defense things, and he's always advocating hitting people with your palm.
My name is Edmund. I'm a Krav Maga expert. If this is your first time here and you are into Krav Maga, fighting, self-defense and martial arts, make sure you hit the subscribe and the bell button so you don't miss any of the new videos. Okay, I know you can argue with me for ages now, who can punch, boxers can punch, Muay Thai guys can kick and punch, and everyone can fight. Before we argue, go next to a solid wall and do this test for me. So the test is, put your fists together, normal fist, I mean, if you can first of all put it together, if not, come up to other videos and we'll teach you how to do it actually. But put your fists together, hit the wall as strongly as you can with your fist. Please make sure you are safe and don't do it too strong to injure yourself.
A regular person throwing a punch, you have a real good chance of breaking your hand.
Okay.
Real good chance. Like if you crack someone in the forehead, most likely you're gonna break your hand or your wrist or something else. But with your palms, you could just fucking waylay somebody. You could smack the shit out of somebody.
So the next step is go to the same wall or a different one if you hate all the walls in the world. And now hit the wall with your open palm, with this part of the palm. Hit it as strong as your body allows you to keep it safe. And number 3, okay, now hit it with your fist, but actually side of it. We call it hammer strike. So now you put the fist together as normal fist, like you would be striking normally, but now you're hitting with this part, the muscle part on the side. The motion should be more like a hammer strike. Okay, let's get to the results. Right, if you've done it correctly, you probably agree with me now that the weakest punch was the one with the fist. That's normal because our bodies are designed for to protect ourselves, and the pain is there actually for our own survival and protection. So your body is not allowing you to hit. Your body is not allowing you to hit so strong when it can injure itself. So the fist strike was probably the weakest. Now when you open your palm and hit with the base of the palm, your body is protected much more because there's not much bones behind. You are hitting with the softer part, and your body allows you to hit much stronger, apply much more power. By the way, you'll see that in a second in UFC fights also.
Bas Rutten was the first guy who figured out how to really fuck people up with palm strikes. To what? He KO'd a bunch of people with his palms.
And then another strike which was most likely equally strong is the hammer strike. So this part was also again very much protected because there are some muscles in this part before you are hitting your bones. So the hammer strike is the most, one of the 2 strong ones. And funny enough, the result is actually the punch which everyone or 99% of the society thinks it should be the most common punch is actually quite useless. Don't get me wrong, if you are conditioned, your knuckles are conditioned, your wrist is conditioned, it's totally fine to punch with a fist, and possibly most of the time I personally would hit with a fist. The difference is I've been training for quite a lot of years and conditioning my fist, and I've been doing, if you can do press-ups on your fist and jumping press-ups on your fist, then go for it and most likely you'll be fine. The secret about using your open palm or hammer strike is if you are a beginner, it's definitely the safest strike you can do. Open palm instead of position your fist. Most beginners can't even position this fist well. So before you actually try to do it against something as hard as a skull, I would open my palm.
Let's take a look at actual metacarpal, it's called a boxer's fracture, which is a metacarpal neck fracture. This again is from improper punching, striking a wall or another human's head, and what happens is the knuckle, when it breaks, it's out right near the joint, and again, fractures displaced because the muscles and tendons pull them in a direction they shouldn't be going.
Right, the most important rule actually you can learn in this video is hard to soft, soft to hard. This is one of the most important Krav Maga secrets. So what we mean by hard to soft, soft to hard. This is hard, definitely bones not covered by any muscles, so this is hard. If you are hitting like that, it's really good to hit soft targets. And what are soft targets? Now, you have to kind of consider for yourself, because if you consider this part of the face soft, because you are conditioned enough, go for it, and that's a good tool. But if you are hitting something as hard as a skull or side of the head or back of the head, depending on the position of the opponent, then I would advise softer tools. So as we discussed before, softer tools are open palm, base of the palm, and hammer strike. So if you already got your position to the side of the opponent, now you are hitting side of the head, things which are pretty strong and hard. What you have to do, make sure you are hitting with the open palm, because then if you hit with something strong against strong, you will probably suffer. So never hit hard to hard. It's hard to soft, soft to hard. On the other hand, if you are hitting lower shots like shots to the body, then definitely clench your fist, because body generally is a soft tissue. Then you need some tools which are harder, and one of them is actually your fist. It takes quite a lot of experience to switch between punching and open palms and hammers, so make sure you are actually doing the right job and make sure you train and practice, because switching from one to another is not an easy job, especially under stress. I don't know if you know, but in the early UFC fights, the fighters knew what I'm talking about, because now they didn't protect their hands. It was kind of bare knuckle fighting, and they realized that any strike to the head, to the face, which people quite often move their face away when you are hitting, so you end up hitting where you didn't intend to hit, like forehead, like side of the head and things like that. So very dangerous possibility of breaking your knuckles, and then the whole fight looks very different because you can't punch anymore. So the early UFC fighters knew that, and they were hitting with an open palm instead of closing the fist all the time. There was actually a point when one of the boxers came into UFC and he used one hand with a boxing glove and the other one was open palm strikes, just to protect his knuckles.
November 12, 1993, boxer Art Jimmerson begins UFC 1 wearing only one glove to fight mixed martial arts legend Royce Gracie.
Right, now you can hit with an open palm, but let's see if you actually can do it, because now what you can end up doing is like bitch slapping people. This is not what we are talking about. Open palm strike is something very important to understand the technique, understand the physics and dynamics behind it, because you can end up really slapping like a girl. What we don't want this movement when there's no weight behind the punch. Always behind the punch you want some weight, and in this case it's your forearm, so elbow high behind the strike. Make sure you're not slapping, you are punching, so elbow has to be behind it, and as always in every single punch and strike and technique, rotation has to be there, so we'll talk about it in the next videos. If you want more expert advice on Krav Maga, self-defense, martial arts and fighting related topics, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification button, the bell, so you don't miss the future video. Thanks for watching guys, and I hope you enjoyed the test and you get the point. I'll see you in the next video. Keep training.